just like I'm ready for a party. Let's go dancing. Let's go to the party. Woohoo, woohoo. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to party with me? Let's party. Let's party. On the bottom of the deck is a Two of Cups, which is the love story, the ultimate love story.
Grounded. She's cool, but look at, she's with the lamb. Look at,
she's got a lion face.
His divine feminine to be there with him. That's his wish. Cups. You're full of love. You're full of joy. You're full of peace. You're full of life. And you're feeling connected to the source. Live it in a balanced format, so everything is being taken care of, all the responsibilities that need to be taken care of, and all the other things that need to be taken care of to keep that joy, to keep that happiness, to keep that play. Hello everyone, this is Cynthia Toet, your FlipN Life cheerleader. And the reason why I want to be on a TV series show is because for the last year or so I've been on this journey that has a hidden love story in it. And the love story is so big that it's too much for anybody to handle when I start telling it to them. I have to give it to them in pieces, but I'm so excited about the story. Pieces is like, how can I just give it in pieces? You got to hear the whole thing. But it's so big and people are not used to this hidden love story, how I have to share it to come out all like it does, because it almost seems like a fairy tale dream. How can someone just be so happy every day believing in this love story that's going on, that she's falling deeply and completely in love with herself by holding on to this love story? Well, hello everyone. Cynthia Toet, your hidden love story here on episode 17. Woo, 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 woo. Well, we're here flipping your script around to better. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about riches within. That's what the episode is about. The main reason why I come on to do this beautiful show is I come on to do it just for you. It played the wrong I started the wrong thing. I forgot my intro and all of that. Where'd my intro go? Should I go back and play my intro because I missed it? You know, I'll play it in a little bit. This is where we're flipping the emotional script around to better. The reason why I come onto this show is because I believe that we're all operating on this lower vibrational way because we have all been taught, we have all been led, we have all been guided to hey, hello, Sunny. So happy to see you here. We have all been led and guided to operate from our lower vibrational way. We think less than. We think not whole. We think that we're not good enough. We think that, you know, things aren't meant to happen for us. So we think that life is hard. And I tell you what, when you learn how to flip your emotional script around to a better script, I tell you, life isn't really hard. It's simple, it's easy, it's loving, it's playful, it's a wonderful place to be. But you see, you're stuck in that lower vibrational way, and it's not your fault. It's been going on for generations and generations. I don't even know how many generations back. Maybe 7 is what I always get is this number 7, saying we have these generational ways that have been embedded into us to make us feel like we're not worthy. Makes us feel less than. Makes us feel like we don't have a purpose. But I am here to beg a difference, to let you know that we are here and we do have a purpose, and it's an awesome, amazing, wonderful place when we find that awesome, amazing purpose. That's what happens. And you know me, I always like to tell a little bit of my story before I actually get into the show story. So the show has to do with riches within. And so my story that I want to talk about is, when I first, let's see how far back, I learned how to read cards magically, right? Somebody was reading my cards once, and I didn't trust the reader, and so eventually I asked the reader to give me my own deck, and then I read the cards back to them to find out what the truth really was, right? And from there, I took off, not without any training or anything. And the experience I want to talk to you about is when I went to this, it's like a junkyard place where it's a picket place, where you, hello Kathleen, so happy to see you here, where you actually go to the junkyard and you tell them what you want on your vehicle, and they go and pick that off the vehicle while you're waiting. So while I'm there and I'm waiting, I have a friend with me, and she's bragging to the guys that are there that how good of a reader I am, and I'm going, oh no, here we go, because I was still new at it, but she thought I was amazing. She thought I was great. So one of the guys goes, I'll take a reading. And what I read was at the Celtic Cross at that time. And so I went up there and I read the person's cards, and the other guys are sitting around checking it out. And there was one guy that says, I'm not getting a reading. That stuff is evil. I'm not going to do it. You can't read my cards anyhow. And I go, I don't, I didn't ask for this in the first place, right? And so I read his cards, and the other guys were just like, you guys know each other. This is a setup. Of course, when something good happens, they think something else is going on. So they didn't even trust the truth that was happening right there in front of their eyes. So, of course, I had to read the next guy's cards. And when thank you. You like my peacock setup, I have to be the peacock, because, I got to show my colors. So, I read all the other guys' cards, and they were just like all blown away, because I have this magical way of reading it. It's like it doesn't matter what comes up. I have this beautiful story to tell back to them, to share back to them their life story, how they need to hear it in this beautiful way, so they're not feeling less than whole or complete. They're actually feeling like, wow, how did you make me feel so special? How did you make me feel so amazing? How did you make me feel like I mattered? How did you do that? And the other guy, the last guy that didn't want his reading done, he was a biker, right? He goes, well, I want you to read my cards. Let's see if you can read my cards. I bet you can't do mine. And me, I have no fear. Not very much fear at all. And I said, sure, come on over. And, I did the Celtic Cross, and I tell you, that was probably one of the most challenging readings I ever done in my entire life, even up to now. The reading, there were 7 negative cards out of 10. There's only 10 cards that come out, and 7 of them were bad. And it was like, oh yeah, I could see that he had a hard life experience. But the way that I read the cards were so magical, so beautiful, so loving, so caring, that it made him a guy that felt worthless, that felt like he didn't matter, that felt incomplete. I made him feel worthy. And he wanted to date me then. I go, no, I wasn't in it for the date. Plus, I was already seeing somebody else, and I'm that type of woman. I'm a one-man woman at a time. There's no other way to go about it. I don't want to share my energy. So that was my magical story about the reading, about that. But how I'm going to tie that in with the riches within is, years later, I also went to school for a massage therapist, right? For a year, because I knew I was good at it. I would go up to people and I would touch them right where they hurt the most. It's like my hands were healing hands. So I decided, and everybody told me how good I was able to help them. So I went to school, not to learn anything. I went there to get the certificate for a year, right? And even at the school, the teachers and the students would ask me, how in the world do you know right where to put your hand? And I would go, I really don't know. This is just all, magic for me. I just do it magically, right? And I graduated, got my certificate. And the reason why I'm telling these stories here, it was shortly after I got that certificate was I had found the man that I wanted to marry, and he was everything to me, you know. And but so we got married, but what happened was he didn't like the idea that I was massaging men because he thought it was a sexual thing, right? Even though it never, ever, ever, ever was. I was massaging those men because they were tired and worn out from work, and they had these knots in their shoulders and in their backs, and yeah, it's just a natural gift, you know. And but he couldn't understand it. He felt like I was stripping those guys down, and we were doing some dirty stuff, you know, which I would never do. You know, I wouldn't even tolerate it. I don't even put that energy out. When I'm with somebody, I don't put that energy out to another man at all. Never, ever do I do that, or have I? So, well, once my husband said that, I stopped. I put my gift away. And he also mentioned something about, you know, not liking the cards. Not that he ever said to put them away or anything. I just, you know, automatically submissive put the cards away. And the reason why I tell you that, what happened after that, it didn't take long after that. I think it was 2 years after that. We had our child and everything, but then I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I mean, I couldn't hardly even move. I couldn't hardly do anything. I was like, it's like I was doing too much or doing too little, or I couldn't figure it out. What am I supposed to do? It actually took what I knew life to be away. I had gone to every doctor in the book there was to go to. I went to bone doctors. I went to nerve doctors. I went to brain doctors. I went to pain doctors, and nobody, and this was before fibromyalgia was ever even considered that it was real. And so I had to also battle the fact that I was being told I was lying about my pain and my aches and my fatigue, and so it was a downhill battle from there. Well, and it took me 15 years from that time to come across a book that I wish I still had, but I don't. It's from the 1800s, and I just opened up the book, just a little piece of the book, I opened it up and looked at it, and it told me that the women back then suffered the same kind of condition I was suffering. And the cause of it was because they were not living their life path. They're not living what it is that they were destined to do when they came into this world. They were living somebody else's life. They were listening to other people, telling them what to do and how to do it and where to do it and when. And that's when I woke up. I'm going, wow, I already know the answer. It wasn't really necessarily me getting back into massages and back into the cards, but I knew that I had to get back into, first I knew how to put the words in the right order to put it into place, and then I had to start telling myself how worthy I was, and how I was able to do things, and even if it was slower, I instead of criticizing myself and put myself down for not being able to keep up with the Joneses or even keeping up with everybody else's natural way of life, I went and I accepted to where I was, but actually started retraining the mindset. And when I was retraining the mindset, I actually am well today. You know, this is 5 years, maybe even 6 years now. No, maybe it's even 7 years later. I don't suffer. I'm not on any medication, and I was on some toxic medication that was extremely hard to get off. And the doctors don't even know how I got off of it, but I got off of it because I had this mindset that I was going to get better, and I kept weaning myself a little bit and getting myself better. So, and that's where it brings it up to the riches within, is because I chose to find my rich soul within myself. I chose to claim me again. I chose to do what it is I love doing. The reason why I'm not with that person anymore is because when I started doing what I loved doing, they didn't know what to do with me anymore. I guess I was too much to handle. I I became this beautiful, amazing soul, and I was able to stand up for myself for what the things that I wanted, but I guess that's not what they wanted. They wanted this passive woman that I was so done with. I already took off my mom outfit, and I took off my wife outfit, and I put on my gypsy outfit, because the gypsy outfit is what made me feel whole. It made me feel complete. It allowed me to radiate. It allowed me to talk to people. And then, like here in last year in 2021, what did I do? I wrote a book. I put this show on so I can talk, so I can have this voice. I'm doing things that make me shine. I'm doing things that make me feel great. I'm dressing the way I like to dress without anybody telling me how to dress, or you can't wear this and you can't do that, and blah, 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 blah. But I started doing the things that made me feel so good inside, doing the things that made me feel so special inside, doing the things that I knew that would make me radiate again. It would allow me to shine. And today I'm shining my shine so bright that, it's hard for some people to look at me, and for others, all they can do is turn their head and look. They're going, look at that angel. She's just shining so bright. I want to say hi to her. You know how many people smile at me today just when they see me? It's just so crazy. It's so amazing. So it's really important for us to find that rich soul within ourselves so we can be this beautiful, awesome, amazing soul. So let's see. I had to put a commercial on just because this is a part about, we'll do this one because I have to be training myself when I, go to somewhere else that makes me do a commercial. I'll be right back. I'm getting better with all my camera stuff too, because it was all messed up again today, and I had to reset every single one of my screens, and I didn't have any help. I could have called for help, but I didn't call for help because I did it on my own, because I'm kind of smart in that way. So yeah, it's always kind of really cool. I'm so happy to see you here, Paul. That is so cool that you made it here, because I know that you're a busy person out there. And so to finish off what I was talking about before, I drew this one card before the show, and it has to do with the Galeto goddess. Let's see, and it's about being the brave girl, because that's what I've been. I've been that brave girl. But I want to read what it says, because it really ties into the show, and I love how the cards do that. Have you ever given another the power to influence your sense of self-worth or your direction in life? I did, and it took a lot of my years of life away. I mean, real life, that happy, joyful, gleeful, amazing person that I am. That's what it took away, because I gave it away. I put it under the carpet for someone else, which I won't ever do again. Choose with care whom you allow to get close to you and to guide you. That's right. I definitely choose today. It's obvious and yet easy to forget that if we accept guidance or influence from another, that we want to make sure that we are living the kind of life and being the kind of person that we are inspired to be. That's why I have this one person that I'm really, really, really chasing after. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not chasing them anymore. They're chasing me. I don't got to do the chasing anymore. I let them know who I am and what I'm worth and my value and my cuteness and my sweetness. But, and let them know. I'm also letting them know that I'm not changing who I am to be with them. You can learn from and be inspired by others, but you must stay to your true self. That's what the show's about. It is about staying to your true self so you can feel that riches within. And do not allow anyone else's voice to become more important to you than the divine voice within your own heart. That's right. I mean, it's so beautiful. I just love how the information comes just through one card. And yeah. So these are different ways that I come up with to finding your own riches within. Is find your own comfort. Before I had gotten into that relationship, I had actually found my own comfort. In fact, that's what attracted him towards me, is because I was so beautiful, I was so radiant, and I was this bubbly kind of person. But when I got into the relationship, I'm the one that listened to the wrong information and I tucked it underneath the carpet. And so I'm the one that suffered for my own wrongdoing, is because I thought I became passive like that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. And so we have to find that comfortable self within. And to learn how to just relax and feel that richness within, to relax, to be that beautiful person you are. Instead, what I mean by relax, instead of making our minds go out there and looking, am I pleasing this person? Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Because that's part of all the condition that went on there. Is like I was constantly doing to please somebody else, or to do something for somebody else to make them feel better, to make them feel worthy. But what happened is I forgot about myself. So we need to be able to do the things that we feel relaxed. Like when I started when I started flipping my script around back onto me, I started feeling so much more relaxed that it was hard for them to trigger me anymore. And another thing to do is to calm our mind. It is so important to calm our mind. I don't know where Greg is. I sent him a message last time. He came in a little late, so or just in time. I don't believe that there's anything about lateness. I think everything is divinely guided. Everything is divinely on time. There's nothing that's late and there's nothing that's early. It's always right on time. And that, definitely in 2021, that got proven to me over and over and over, where I became relaxed with, where I may think something should have been or could have been or different, and it's like, no, it's divinely guided. Everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. It is actually piecing itself together in this beautiful, magical way. And by me even trusting in that in the first place allows my mind to be calm about the process, about the journey, about this connection that I have, this mirror image that I have with this other person. It is so mirror image. I can't even tell you how much. And I didn't even know what that meant. I never even knew what that meant. But my 2021, all I did was follow universal signs, and it showed me, and it's still showing me, and we're in 2022 now. Of course, we should be hooking up here really soon. So, and also, another thing that makes you feel rich within is remember when you're walking or when you're talking or you're around other people, go ahead and stand tall with your shoulders up high and your chin up high and your head up, because just standing in that position gives you authority of yourself. It gives you your inner power. Instead of going around like this, oh God, let's see what they have to say, where you're doubting maybe a little bit of your story. No, you want to be that brave, awesome, amazing person that you truly, really are. You miss my brother. Aw. Actually, Miss Gregory is Mr. Gregory. That's true. But he always is saying he is the feminine in the party, So it's okay that you call him Miss. And one last thing I have written down is, it's really important for us to feel even more rich inside is to cleanse our soul. And, you know, that could be like as simple as drinking lemon water. We talked about that on another episode. And, or going to a hot tub and just letting all those toxins be drawn out of you. If you can't go to a hot tub, then you can go to, it is Chinese New Year today. Well, happy New Year's, happy Chinese New Year. And you know what was so crazy is that's the third time, Sonny, that's the third time today I've been told that. I went and got my nails done. I'll show you when I get to the overhead. And that was the first place. And then I was on a call for someone that I'm going to bring on as a guest speaker. We talked for a little while, and then she mentioned it. And now we got Sunny here that she mentioned the Chinese New Year. That's so crazy. I just love life, how it's so magical. It's such a beautiful journey. So it is so important for us to love. It is important for us to love ourselves from this divine way. That there's the idea that there's no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Only love is. When we operate from love, life is so magical. It's so beautiful. It's easier for us to receive. It's easier for us to accept. It allows us to receive things that divine has for us. The divine has a plan, and it has it laid out, and it wants to give it to you. But if we're not ready to receive it, it's going to set it back a little bit more until you're ready to receive it and to accept it. But when we accept it, we want to make sure we're accepting it with this natural flow. And when we allow this natural flow of a way to happen, then we have the divine that comes in. It moves things, it shifts things, it puts things into place for us. And like I said when I was starting this show, going, all my peacock sisters. Yeah, that's because they're part of my tribe. They're part of my tribe, but we got that peacock coming out. Just like for you, Pa, we got that peacock coming out for you too. In fact, we're talking about the peacock, we might as well talk about this is why you're going to feel extraordinary, because you're going to put those peacock wings on and you're going to feel awesome. You're going to feel amazing at that person you are. There's a wild and a uniqueness to each and every one of you that deserves to be honored. So put those peacock wings on. Happy Chinese New Year, and feel abundance with this divine abundance. The divine abundance aligns you with love. It aligns you with the planet. It aligns you with Teo. I don't even know what that means. I have to look that one up. Sorry. And I know it has something to do with balance, you know. It says, it's we're not serving the ego anymore. Mm-hmm. Wishing for happiness and prosperity. Woo, 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 woo. For the abundance, and it says not to chase it. So I can't chase him no more. That's what it's telling me. Because why? Because we've got freedom coming. You know, when we're operating from that peacock self, from a loving way, it does free the soul. It frees the spirit. It frees the mind. It frees you to live this beautiful, awesome, amazing life. And the cards I picked out of my deck is let's live from imperfect is our new perfect. Because we're already imperfect. So if we claim it as being perfect, guess what? We're all perfect. Woo, 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 woo. I'm claiming perfect. And the next card came out is laughter is the best medicine. And we all know that. I tell you what, when my brother took me on that boat, God bless him forever, lots of abundance is in everyone's life. Yay. Woo, 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 woo. We all deserve to be abundant. We all deserve to have whatever it is that we need or want. And I mean, it's from this loving way. It's just a really crazy, amazing way. But laughter is the best medicine. I mean, when you're laughing, I tell you what, when I'm laughing so hard on the back of that boat when I was being pulled on that inner tube, I tell you what, it really, really, really made me feel rich inside. because I'm laughing so hard with no control. I had no control whether I wanted to laugh or not, but I tell you what, it was the best thing. It let me feel free. That's what the cards are coming up. Laughter inside. The next one is feel free, right? Well, and when I wanted to pull these cards, I said, just give me 3 cards. Well, it gave me 4 cards. The 4th card says, make 3 wishes. So everyone, you got to make your 3 wishes, because magic really does happen. One of my 3 wishes is for me to actually go out on a date where I get more than 5 minutes of my mystery man's time, and it's just him and I. It's not him and I and everybody else around us. That we get to spend some time together, that we get to talk about our stories, because I have a hidden love story, and I'm certain he has one too that's going to just match right on in. I've been keeping a book of mine, and I tell you what, if we bring him in, we got a movie. We got a series we can go, and just keep believing in those wishes. You put those wishes out there and you keep believing in them. Last year I wrote down 13 things that I wanted for my wish list. I forgot about it. I put the list away, Then I ran across it. I had 11 of the 13 come true. Boom! The other one has to do with this mystery man, which is it really in the works, because I see it. There's so much evidence for myself. And then the other one has to do with making sure that I'm well taken care of, because once I departed my ex, then I'm on a limited income until I make this work, or I run out of the money that was provided for me, because I guess I took a bargain that probably wasn't a bargain, but I didn't want to be attached to somebody for the rest of my life just for their money. So I didn't take any, I just took enough for me to live for 2 years max, because I know what I'm doing is going to turn something around, so it will provide for me, because I am giving and giving and giving in this most beautiful way, and so the universe is going to provide for me, and I've never doubted that. But it gets a little scary sometimes, and I look at it, I go, well, what am I scared for? The universe provided for me last year. It's going to provide for me again. In fact, it provided for me double what I asked for last year, so it's going to do it again. It's going to provide again. Look at it. It already showed up. Look at it. It already showed up. Magic happens every day. Didn't you know that? I tell you, keep putting those wishes out there. They will show up.